Hey guys, welcome. We got another TMNT Fan Series Q&A here for you today on this lovely Friday. How you doing? You feeling good? What'd you do this week? You watch some movies, you draw, you play some games, you do some chores, do some work. Sorry that sentence progressively got more and more boring. Whatever you did, hope you had a good time. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. Leave a like on the video if you end up enjoying it and a comment down below. So the past 2 or 3 weeks, you guys have been asking questions regarding my TMNT Fan Series, and today I'm going to answer them. I can't get to them all this go round. You guys left so many. Some are too spoilery to even tackle. Some needed to be cut for time. So in this video, I'm just going to prioritize those who have been on the channel the longest. You know, as a thank you for you guys sticking with me for the long haul. You guys get first dibs on getting your questions answered. For all of you that I did not answer in this video, I'll make it my mission to go back in the comments of these previous videos and type out an answer at the very least. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty lengthy video. So I'm going to get right into it. Let's see what you guys asked. Strap in, get your snacks, get your beverages, and hope you enjoyed the video. Our first question here today comes from The Solution, who says, so far I'm looking at the designs, very amazing by the way, thank you, but I'm guessing they're still going to have the same personality as before, or are you doing something like Rise, which would be very cool? So yeah, while I respect some of the changes made within Rise to freshen things up for the audience, my show is specifically meant to harken back to the roots of Turtles. Well, really in all areas, just kind of reflect what we traditionally know their personalities to be. So in that aspect, a lot of the show is just supposed to pay respects to how things were before, and all of the new elements will be completely original, but everything that you're used to within the Turtles brand should stay on par with what you'd expect. Jordan River Studios, they ask, besides 2022, what do you think is the release date? Well, I released the exact release date a while ago on the channel, but if you didn't see the video, it will be releasing September 29th of 2022. Next, they ask if I have any tips on developing an animated series. I just say have fun. Watch animated shows, study them, break them down frame by frame. Try to find methods that allow you to produce work as effectively and stress-free as possible. At least that's what I've been doing so far. What programs do I use? I use Krita. It's completely free, so go ahead and download it and give it a shot. It's a very nice tool to get started on. It can be a bit of a learning curve when you first pick it up just to figure out how to navigate things, but it's as simple as looking up some YouTube tutorials and you'll get the hang of it, especially if you have basic knowledge of how a drawing program works. They just have an animation feature built right into it. So any of you that want to make an animated series, I highly implore you, download Krita and get to work, get to studying, get to having fun. It's a nice tool. They also ask what tactics I do, because when they graduate high school, they want to work on 2 projects. So that's cool. I am super excited to see what you have in store. As for what tactics I use, I just study up on animation, you know, the 12 principles of animation, and try to apply that as best that I can when approaching certain scenes. So definitely look that up on YouTube, 12 principles of animation, and apply that. Leo asks, will the Turtles use their trench coats and hats in this version? There is definitely reference to the disguise. They have to resort to masking themselves whenever going out in public when push comes to shove. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that my Turtles will have their trench coat and hat wearing moment. Oh, hey you. They have a question and ask, will the hoodie guy in my logo appear as a cameo in the series? You know, funny enough, I never thought to do that. That's never crossed my mind. Now that you mention it, I have to slip it in there somewhere. So pat yourself on the back. You are the very reason that you will see my logo as an Easter egg in the show. I will hide it somewhere, and whoever finds it, I don't know, maybe you'll get a reward or something. That's cool. That's cool. So actually I'll give 2 giveaway reward thingies when I figure out what to give away and what's a reward. That's great. Why did I not think to do that? Got a few questions here. The first one asking, will the stories be more in New York City or other places? At the beginning of the series, yeah, it's very much in New York, pretty much all in New York, but as time goes on, as it progresses, we will branch out and get to see more locations, the Turtles fighting in different areas, but we're going to start off with a more familiar setting and settle into this revamped world of the Turtles New York. The next question asks, will you have some or a good bit of OCs? There will be some. There's not a whole bunch. There's not a ton of new characters that I'm injecting within the lore. A lot of it is just bringing back old characters. characters. My favorite part to do actually is taking deep cut characters that most people forgot about and reinventing them. But what I love even more so than that is going back and getting characters that majority of the fan base hates and trying to spin the wheel on them in a way that I think people would enjoy a little bit more. That's been one of the most fun parts about writing. The next question asks, what is the age range of this series? I said it before, it's around the young adult, teenager area. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. Of course, it's not going to be anything crazy, nothing too out there or edgy or raunchy or anything like that. But it is a tale that I want to resonate with young adults, teenagers, stories that they can reflect their own life into. That's why I'm targeting them. It's not because of adult content or anything like that. This person asks about their eyes being the same colors as their bandana and how that came to be. Well, actually, that was an idea that randomly crossed my mind. I actually had to think about and finally cement myself with the idea after running it by one of my cast members who said, yeah, go for it, make the eye colors the same as the bandanas. And that's how it came to be, really, just to be a little different and just add a little bit of flavor to it. It's nothing too deep. It was just like, hey, what if we did this? And he said, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. So yeah, that's the extent of that. This person asks, how did I decide to start doing this show? The 2012 show really boosted my creative drive in writing. Believe it or not, it's one of the contributing factors. In fact, it's one of the biggest contributing factors. I don't know, I always loved TMNT, but after that show came out, it gave me that itch to go beyond just being a fan. It was like, I'm not just going to consume this. It makes me want to write my own. So the 2012 show came out and I was like, dude, I gotta make my own interpretation, even if I'm the only one that watches it or reads it or however I get it out there, that's what made me want to do this in the first place. They also ask if Splinter will start off as a rat or a human, or if I will make any alterations to the origin story. No, not really reinventing the origin story at all. It's going to stick pretty close to how it was in the Mirage comics. Any changes are very minor. It's nothing to reinvent the wheel of how the Turtles came to be. And Splinter will be a rat this go around. He'll be a rat. Even though, believe it or not, I actually prefer him being Hamato Yoshi. I always thought that that was a really cool take on the character. And yeah, that's just what I prefer. But even so, I want to pay respects to the original origin and keep Splinter a rat originally. Will he be taking inspiration from other Turtle stories? Yes, I most definitely will. Overall, it won't be a one-to-one translation of any existing Turtles franchise or story. Certain episodes will definitely be, an adaptation of a classic Turtle story. Like, this isn't really a spoiler, but meet Casey Jones. The whole Casey Jones meeting the Turtle story in my series is pretty much unchanged from how you've seen it in previous incarnations, but the overall overarching story will be different and new and fresh. Bloody Cole, what's up? They say, hey Geekly, I hope you're doing good. Doing great, man. I was wondering if there's any jokes you have in the series that gets you every time, and if so, could you share one? Great question. Okay, there is a joke in, I really got to think back on this. Is it the third episode? I think it's the third episode. The opening training sequence. Sit down and let me try to explain this as best as I can, because I don't want to ruin the joke fully, but I'm probably going to ruin it. But it's too funny to pass up and not tell you guys about it. But in the third episode, Leonardo is leading the training session, and the Turtles are very tired. Donnie, Raph, and Mikey are kind of over it. And some of the quippy one-liners that they shoot at each other, like just jokes bouncing off of each other left and right. Some of the most witty dialogue that I've written, and my voice actors knocked it out of the park. Like, that was my favorite scene to write, favorite one to see come to life. So yeah, I'm not gonna ruin the dialogue word for word, but you in particular should know what I'm talking about. You know the scene I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my answer for that. And when I say you, I'm not talking to the general audience. I'm talking to the specific person who asked this question. You know that scene if you read the script. Radical Studios, they ask, what is the favorite setting you've made in the show? Well, in the finale, I have a very cool set piece that is kind of an original invention. It's dealing with an existing character, but the setting is original. Don't want to get too deep into it because it would completely ruin the finale. The setting is very much baked into the plot, so look out for that whenever it comes. It'll be a ways off until you see it, but when you do, I hope it pays off. Okay, got another question here. They say, bro, I love your channel. I've been watching for a while and I've never commented until now. Well, it's good to hear from you, and I hope you are encouraged to comment more. If any of you guys are watching these videos and don't comment, please comment. I will happily talk to you. It's totally fine, totally chill. Go for it. It's free. and it's fun. We get to talk. But yeah, they ask, will characters from Mutant Madness be appearing? So, yes. In its simplest form, yes. You know, characters you would expect to pop up will. If you want like any specific deep cuts, there might be a few that are a little too spoilery. I know a lot of you guys ask spoiler questions wanting answers, but I don't know. I just can't bring myself to spoil certain things. But at its simplest form, as I said, yes. What will the turtles be like this time around? More teenager or more ninja? There'll be a bit of both. You know, I want to capture that balance. They're teenagers, but they're also ninjas. They're ninjas, but they're also teenagers. They don't slack off because they know the severity of their job. You know, they know what they are meant to do. They know what they have to do. And when it comes down to business, they get the job done. Yeah, they might have fun out on the field cracking jokes while they're fighting, but they only do so when they know they're in a state, in an environment where they're comfortable enough to do so. If they're losing, they're like, oh, we are not properly prepared. We should probably buckle down and think of an escape plan. But yeah, just as much as they have fun, they're on their business, you know, about keeping New York safe, keeping their family safe. Great question. Thank you for that one. Oh, this comment was very nice. Everyone already asked questions I was about to ask, LOL, but maybe one more. How long will this movie/episodes be? Okay, and maybe one other one, but not exactly about the project. How are you so cool? How are you doing this? LOL, just joking, but thank you so much for all this amazing content and the project. You're very welcome, and thank you so much for that comment. That was very nice. Wow, gave me a boost of energy there. Thank you for that. That was very kind. But yeah, the episodes are, I don't know, they've ranged anywhere from like 8 to 12 minutes. You know, I can't go out here making full-on 30-minute episodes. I can only do so much, you know? But once all those individual episodes are put together and you sit down and watch them, it should give you a good chunk of time to retain the story and have a lot of fun with it. And I get a lot of story told within the time given. So, you know, it's enough content for you guys to be excited about. It's enough for me to feasibly do without completely burning myself out and having my brain explode. So yeah, thank you for your question, and I hope I answered it well. Thank you for the comment in general. That was very nice. I'm sure I said that a billion times, but yeah, thanks. So basically, this person asks if the Renette story and the characters surrounding Renette within that certain plot will be introduced within the series, and if it's going to be a one-time thing or something more expanded. This is something I don't really want you to get your hopes up about. I know that might sound sad. It's okay. It's okay. I can't fully explain why I can't definitively say yes or no on this one just yet. All I can say is stay tuned. Stay tuned. I know that answers absolutely nothing for you, and I'm completely sorry. It's just a complicated one. But thank you for your question. Thank you so much. And again, like seriously, stay tuned. You might get your answer down the road. Okay, so I had to cut this one short. I am terribly sorry. I know for a fact I did not get to every single question this time around like I did last time, but you guys really showed up and you really showed out and asked some great questions. Some of them had to be cut for time, so I had to prioritize the questions of those who have been on the channel the longest, just as a kind of thank you, you know, for them being here for so long. It's nothing against you guys if your comment didn't make it, and in fact, since I couldn't answer them in the video, I'm gonna go back to all of your comments and answer in more depth by personally replying back to your comment, because I don't want you guys just wondering if you didn't get your question answered. So I want to go back and at least type out an answer for those that didn't make it in the video itself. Also, certain questions had to be cut for spoiler reasons. There's no way around answering it because, you know, if I tiptoe around it and I say yes or no or maybe, it's probably going to lean one way more than the other and you'll know what's going to happen. So I had to shy away from some of those comments as well. But overall, I had a great time answering your questions. Thank you guys so much for asking them. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and commenting down below. Share it around with anyone you think may be interested. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. Can't wait to get the show out for you guys. I'll have even more updates coming within the next few weeks and all throughout next year too. So make sure you don't miss out on that. And as always, I've been Geekly, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cowabunga, dudes.